Hello everyone, let's revise electricity part in year 8 checkpoint exams. Uh, how can we define the meaning of different quantities in the electricity? The electricity can be defined as the flow of the electrons or the flow of the electric charge in a metal wire or in a conductor. The electric charge is the electron, which flow in a closed path with this closed path is called circuit or electric circuit or a circuit or a loop. The electric current intensity, it measures the intensity of the current or the rate of the flow of the charge in a definite time. And the potential difference or the voltage, it is the work can be needed to move a charge between 2 points. And finally, you must be careful. You should be careful because electromotive force, it is a name given for the cell or the battery. You cannot call any resistor in the circuit by this name. Finally, you need to remember what is the name of the apparatus that used to measure the current. The current can be measured by the ammeter, which is connected in series, and the voltmeter. It is the apparatus that measure the voltage in the electric circuit, and the ammeter measure the current, and the unit for the current is the ampere, and the unit of the voltage is the volt. And finally, a new symbol in electricity, which is the rheostat or the variable resistor. And the main function for the variable resistor to control the current passing in the circuit by control the resistance. Ohm's law, it is a mathematical rule that states that the relation between the voltage and the current is directly proportional at a fixed or at a constant temperature. So the fixed, you can calculate the magnitude or the value of the fixed resistor by connecting this series circuit, which has ammeter in series and voltmeter to measure the voltage in a fixed resistor in parallel, and the power supply or a battery or a cell and a fixed resistor. And you will take different values and different readings from the current by using an ammeter and different reading for the voltage by using a voltmeter. And finally, you can calculate the gradient or the slope of this graph, which is represent the resistance. Ohm's law states that the voltage is equal the current times the resistance. This is the symbol that represents the fixed resistor, and this is the variable resistor or the rheostat. Of course, you can calculate the total combined resistance by adding the total resistance for the all resistor in the or all components in the electric circuits. Finally, you need to understand what is the relation between the length of the wire and the cross-section of the wire and the resistance. Of course, you study or you may answer a lot of questions في past papers كانت فيها investigation بتبين لك الريليشن بين الاثنين انه طبعا the longer the wire the longer the greater the resistance, and the wider the wire, of course, is the smaller the resistance. Here you have a lot of circuit symbols which represent the switch, which is open switch, and this is a resistor, and this is variable resistor, and a buzzer which makes sound, and a cell or a battery, power supply, a bulb or a lamp, a voltmeter, and a meter. Ohm's law states that the voltage is equal to the current times the resistance. So, and this is a mathematical rule. You can use a magic triangle here to represent and calculate the voltage or the current or the resistance in the circuit by using the Ohm's law. Ohm's law mathematically calculate the voltage is equal to the current times the resistance. Of course, you can use the magic triangle or the formula triangle, because the voltage equal the current times the resistance. Here you can measure the current, or can you measure the voltage, or you can measure the resistance. This is called the magic triangle because we can calculate the current is equal the voltage over the resistance, or you can calculate the resistance is equal the voltage over the current, or you can calculate the voltage, of course, by multiplying current times a resistance. Here you have very important rule and important way to deal with the magic triangle. If you need to calculate this magnitude or this physical quantity, voltage is equal IR, and I need to calculate the resistance. So I'm looking for the resistance, so hide with your finger the resistance. If the rest variables are away from each other, so use a divide. If it's near to each other, so you can use the multiplication method, or sorry, multiply together. Okay, let's take an example. If you have a resistor, a fixed resistor, okay, and this fixed resistor has a current equal, for example, 30 ampere, and a voltage is equal 5 5 for example مثلا نخليها this is a 5 أو this is 50. Yes, this is 30 and this is 5, for example, 5 ampere, and the voltage is 30 volt. So to calculate the voltage, you have the voltage and you have the current. So the resistance will be the voltage over the current. It will be 30 over the 5. It will be 6 ohm. I hope يكون this part is very simple بالنسبة لك. Okay, let's revise سريعا your rules and your units. The density is equal to the mass over the volume. The unit of the density is, this is the rule, and this is the unit. تمام. Okay. The unit of the density measured by a gram per cubic centimeter or a kilogram per meter cube, and the unit of energy, total energy, is equal the useful energy plus the waste energy or the dissipated one. And of course, the input energy must equal the output energy, and the unit of the energy is the joule. We can نجمع كمان الunits. We can measure the length by centimeter or a meter, and you can measure by a ruler or the measuring tape or the meter rule. If you have a question asking about the mass can be measured by kilogram or by gram and can be measured by the balance. Of course, you have the volume. And the volume of the cuboid, for example, can be calculated by the length times the width times the height, and its unit is cubic centimeter or meter cube. The time can be measured by a stopwatch or by stop clock and can be measured by a unit, second, or a minute. Ohm's law can be measured the voltage and the current and the resistance, the voltage in volt and the current in ampere and the resistance in ohm. I hope that you find this final revision useful for you. Good luck for your exam and thank you for watching again.